Okay, so here you'll see a parry and then a roll from Deontay. Parry the jab, roll under the hook, and then he rhythm steps. Why is he rhythm stepping? Well, simply put, because he's off balance. He's rushing what he's doing, and he'll end up centre lined, and there's no adjustment of position. He's actually in line for a straight right hand. You see here, he's having to rhythm step, he's having to bounce to reset his base. So again, with the balance theme, you'll see here throwaway jabs from Malik. They're not really testing Deontay. He's not even slipping them properly. He's in no position to counter. Hands are not in a good place. But you'll look at his feet, and he's having to constantly stumble almost and itch and tiptoe his feet to regain his base. And that was the problem in the second fight. And here it doesn't look like it's being corrected. So here Scott has Deontay in the mid to short range, coming underneath, fighting small, and then coming up with his counters. Is a 276'9" heavyweight going to allow him to do that? I doubt it, considering Tyson would punch his way into the clinch in the second fight and also use his forearm. But you'll see here how Deontay's having to constantly reset and bounce because he's off balance again because of his foot placements. So here you'll see that Malik wants Deontay to throw the jab, feint the right hand, little step, and then throw the right hand. I understand what he's looking to get him to do, but then watch his feet after this. So he then throws the right hand, he's moving his feet in, he throws it, he lands the right hand, but then he's in no position to defend the transition. His feet come together, he's then bouncing to reset himself. And because he has to keep resetting himself, the pad work never flows. Now we'll see how he uses his jab, he then right hand to the body, but then his head comes straight back up. He doesn't take his head off centre line, he doesn't step across the line particularly well. And you can see how he's constantly having to adjust his feet, then a little bounce, constantly adjust his feet, then a little bounce. And it's those little things that stop him being able to deal with the transitions, constantly dealing with the demands of someone coming towards him. Because he has to keep bouncing, he then has the problem that when a fighter keeps stepping to him, he's then adjusting constantly to their move. When they make the step to him, he's then having to move his feet in relation to them. So I believe this video predates the initial video we've just looked at. Just keep an eye on Deontay when he throws the right hand, how he follows through with his back foot off balance, how Scott never makes him defensively responsible. He just turns away. You'll see it again here, and he turns away. He doesn't make him defensively responsible. He doesn't attack and then transition and make him defend a counter-attack. You'll see as he jabs to the body, Tyson's already spoke about this bending over and what can be done. And, I've just shown that in an earlier clip. See here again, he adjusts his feet. He's all over the place there, but Scott never steps on him. Doesn't make him think. Everything is at Deontay's will, at Deontay's time. And that's not how the fight with Fury will go. Because Tyson will keep backing him up and keep pushing towards him. And these balance issues are a major problem. Again, an early video, I believe. But you'll see here with the double left hook, how he falls off balance. You'll see here, and then he steps back. He's rushing his work. And I think if Scott actually managed to get him to work on his balance more and dedicated the time to just getting the fundamentals right rather than putting these flash combinations together, he would actually have himself in a better position. Some of the stuff he's doing, jabbing and feinting and touching the body and moving around the target, some of it is solid and solid advice. But then the bending down, the slipping and sliding and rolling is a lot of stuff all in one. I like this, the 1-2 and then the stick, taking it from the Kronk playbook, from what Tyson did to him in the second fight here. I've noticed that Scott's got him doing a lot of the pad work at his height, not really punching up, a lot of stuff that's basically around Fury's nipples really. Here you'll see again how he comes out of position. Look at his feet, they're flat on the floor, and he's just all over the place when he's doing his pad work. As I say, there's a lot of stuff going on, and he's having to put a lot of techniques together without actually being the master of any of them. Jabbing the body, then jabbing the head. Right hand, then steps across, and then he's all over the place, having to reset. He tries to jive and, style it out, but, and then this stuff here, I mean, my word. Some of it, I think Scott's trying to boost his confidence and trying to give him that belief, but then there's a lot of it, it's fluff. It's fluff work. And You know, there's no real substance to any of this. You'll see how he throws these punches and then he steps across. I think it's coming up in just a moment. See how he steps across there. Now his feet are in a terrible position. He's just constantly all over the place. If we harp our mind back to the second fight, the biggest thing was that he couldn't establish his position in the ring. He was constantly being manoeuvred around the ring by Tyson's movement, his frame, his jab, and his ability to control the destination of the fight and fight in the different ranges. Now, I understand what Malik's trying to do, and there's some of it I think is to boost the confidence, some of it's to equip him in different areas, and to get him to be more aggressive, to get him to fire back, and rather than edging back, go forward. Some of it I understand, but then there's elements of it where it looks to me like a young coach with a lot of ideas, but sometimes people overlook the basics. Now, this is only Padwork. He could well be working on the bag with Deontay, establishing the balance, working the lines, getting him to understand how to move his feet correctly. I'm only going off the Padwork because everyone else is going off the Padwork. Padwork to me should just be about drilling certain things, your balance, your jab, working on a few combinations. I think sometimes it gets too much, there's too much going on, and fighters end up they look better on the pads than they do in sparring or in a fight, because they're almost having a fight on the pads, some of them. Some of these Padwork sessions are diabolical, and it either makes the coach look better, or these fighters are absolutely going to the trenches on the pads just to look good. At the end of the day, they would be better slowing things down and working on repetition and working on the simplicity of it all. Because let's get it right, the old school fighters of the older era, they didn't use pads as much as we do now, and they were hell of a fighters, skilled. In my opinion, it's about drilling, getting those fundamentals right. You know, when you look back on that second fight, I remember people moaning about Sugar Hill's Padwork. Tyson doesn't look good on the pads, he's going to get beat, the Padwork's terrible. I remember it categorically, people moaning about the Padwork not being crisp enough, not fast enough, not flowing enough. The fact of the matter is, Padwork is just that. But what Sugar Hill did, he broke down the essential basics of heavyweight boxing on the pads. In these clips, it looks to me like a lot of stuff's going on, but there's still elements of problems in Deontay's footwork, his balance, and the things he's trying to do look a little, in my opinion, rushed. But again, it could just be that they're putting out stuff online and they're working. They're working behind closed doors. Who knows? Malik's got a lot of experience. I mean, it must be nearly 20 years ago when he was with the great heavyweights, sparring and things like that. He's been around for, it must be near 20 years plus. So he's got a lot of insight. Although he does tend to be someone who likes to be around fight week. You know, he's been around Dillian White when he lost to Joshua, Joseph Parker when he lost to Joshua, when Tyson's beat Wilder and drew with Wilder. He's been around, he likes to be part of it. But being part of it and being an actual quality addition in the corner is another thing. And I'm not so sure from what I've seen that Wilder's made the best decision. But who knows? On fight night, we'll look a little bit deeper as we get closer to it. Anyways, that's enough from me. Please like, share and subscribe and stick your comments below. I know there's going to be plenty of stick, and I'm sure that the LDBC boys are going to be out in full force. I look forward to it. I'll see you later.